Hey everyone, welcome back to Chow with Lau, and today we're cooking chicken and cashew nuts in yellow bean sauce. Let's go. Hey guys, and today we are cooking chicken and cashew nuts and yellow bean sauce. But first, just a quick shout out to the people on Facebook who guessed what the recipe was from the photograph. That's Liz Reynolds, Emma Jane Jensen, and Martin King, my neighbour. So for this recipe, you are going to need 300 grams or 2 whole chicken breasts, 60 grams of cashew nuts, half an onion and a whole bell pepper roughly chopped, 50 grams of green beans, 3 cloves of garlic finely chopped, 1.5 teaspoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of corn flour, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, 1 tin of yellow bean sauce, dented can optional, a good splash of light soy sauce and a good pinch of salt and pepper, 200 milliliters of vegetable or chicken stock, and 1 tablespoon of cooking oil for the stir fry. Right, my little Chow with Lauers, this recipe is very straightforward indeed, even by my standards, but there's a couple of things that we're going to do that are going to make this dish even more mouth-watering. The first thing, I've already chopped the chicken breast into bite-sized pieces, and when I say that in Chinese terms, it means things that you can easily pick up with chopsticks. And to that I've added about a teaspoon of corn flour, a teaspoon of sesame oil, and half a teaspoon of sugar. Giving it a good stir and then put it in the fridge. It's been in the fridge for about an hour now, and that's going to make it extra tasty. The sesame oil is going to work its magic and the chicken will be even more tender than it was before. The second thing is the kind of magic ingredient in this dish, which is the yellow bean sauce. Okay, this adds a level of richness, a little bit of sweetness, and that kind of, I don't know, that umami, that extra savoury flavour which you can't describe. And this will elevate the dish from kind of really nice to blow your mind nice. So without further ado, get your woks ready. Alright guys, on to the stir fry. What we're going to do, make sure your wok is really hot. Get some oil in there. Obviously give it a swoosh around, make sure the oil gets up to temperature before you put any of the food in, otherwise that's when you get sticking issues. Okay, so we're going to put the aromatics in. I'm going to hit it with the peppers and the onions. And then almost immediately I'm going to add the garlic. Didn't put the garlic in first because I don't want it to burn. And then we can get that moving. Now you can gradually fiddle with the temperature until you get that kind of constant sizzle. You want it not to go quiet, but you don't want to burn it. So it's kind of, don't be afraid to sort of fiddle about with the temperatures as we go, because there is such a thing as too hot, especially when you've got finely cut garlic in there. Okay, the peppers and the onions should absorb the majority of that heat, but we don't want to burn everything. So I'm going to push it to one side. I'm going to put a little tiny bit more oil in again before we go, because the next thing we're going to put in is the chicken. Okay, get up to temperature and keep that sizzle going. So you should be on maximum heat. What we're going to do is kind of sort of lightly brown one side of it before we start to toss it and turn it, because then it won't stick and you get a nice caramelization of the chicken starting to happen. So I would say about 30 seconds before you start moving it. It varies depending on how powerful your hob is. Okay, if you've got a professional grade wok ring, then this will be a lot quicker. Right, so we're going to start stirring. As you can see, it's just starting to brown off the chicken, which is nice, and now we can start mixing it all together. Okay, just going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. Start to season it. I like to season my dishes in stages. Once when you've got the meat in and the vegetables in, and then another time after you've got the liquid in. And then when you've got the liquid in and it's starting to come together, you can start tasting it and seeing where you're going with it. Okay, so next we're going to add the green beans. Don't want to put these in too early because obviously they're thinner, so they're going to cook a lot quicker. So it's all about trying to get everything to come to just cooked at the same time, whilst keeping that crispness in the vegetables. Cool, that's smelling rather nice. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to add my yellow bean sauce. You could add this after you've added the main bulk of your liquid, the stock, but I'm going to put it in here so it starts to coat the ingredients in the pan. Trying to infuse a little bit more of that flavour into it from an early stage. That's looking rather nice, isn't it? And the smell, wow. That yellow bean is nice. It's kind of a little bit similar in smell to your hoisin sauce. But it's a slightly sort of more delicate version, if you like. Which is why with something with a chicken dish, which is a kind of a less of a flavoured meat, if you know what I mean, that will give it a little bit more subtlety rather than trying to bash it with a big lump of flavour. This is subtle but still very flavoursome. Right, at this point I'm going to add my stock. And get that up to temperature. And whilst we're waiting for that to come up to temperature, I'm going to add my teaspoon of sugar and my splash of light soy sauce. Okay. Season with a little bit more salt and pepper. Give it a stir. Then make like a chef and taste the sauce. That's nice. It's unctuous. It's got a lot of flavour in there. The yellow beans coming through nice. I'm actually going to add another teaspoon of sugar. Now we just want a little bit more sweetness. I have a sweet tooth. Okay, it's not going to make it like sweet like candy, but it's just going to give it a little undertone of sweetness added to the dish, which I personally really like. You can judge for yourself. 1 teaspoon is kind of your baseline. If you want to add some more, like I just did, go ahead. Okay, right, we're coming to a nice simmer. That means the chicken should be cooked and everything should be just so. I'm going to add cornflour mixed with water. 1 tablespoon of cornflour in here. Enough water just to get it into the liquid like so. And then we add it in stages until it comes to the right thickness. And keep that wok boiling away, because obviously it's going to cool it down a bit, and give it a stir and make sure you cook it out, which means make sure you simmer it for a little bit longer so that the flour cooks out in your sauce. And then look, that's about right. I didn't have to put the whole lot in, and that's the kind of consistency I like. A little bit thick but not too thick. I don't like runny sauces. I think if you're going to have a sauce, have a sauce. Okay, and there you go. And the last bit, I'm going to put my 60 grams of cashew nuts, which is quite a generous amount, but you know, what's the point of calling something chicken and cashew nuts if you're going to put 2 cashew nuts in it? So here we go. Yeah. And then just give that a little stir and a toss. Get that in. The cashew nuts are just wonderfully crisp and crunchy in this dish. Okay. Get my serving plate, and then we can pop it in there. Great for 2 people, maybe even 3 people to share if you're having a couple of side dishes with it. Or as a main course, 2 people, I would imagine.
2.5.
2.5, yes, yes, mustn't forget the little one. He's my biggest critic, mind you. And there you go, people. Chicken and cashew nuts in yellow bean sauce. Get your taste buds ready. All right, my little chefs, meet my little chef. Say hi, Kobe.
Hi.
Right, so we're going to taste this.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have a go. Shall I go first or do you want to go first?
You.
I go first. Let's have a try first. Ooh, chicken and cashew nuts.
Kobe, you got a cape on.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you today?
So I'm not talking, I'm eating. And this is really nice. Not that I should sound surprised, but yeah, the chicken is beautifully flavoured. The yellow bean sauce comes through. It's not overpowering, but it is really nice, and it just gives it that extra next level of flavour. If you didn't have it, it would be a little bit bland, I think. And the crunch of the vegetables, peppers, and the beans.
Hey, what about me?
Nice.
Hey, what about me, Dad?
Okay, okay. Right, be careful because it's hot. Would you like a piece of chicken and cashew nut?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Here you go.
Okay. Mama.
Got it? Yeah? Is that good? Mm-hmm. Is that a thumbs up? There you go. We have the official Kobe seal of approval. Yeah, I'm going to do this again. Anyway, thank you so much for watching again. Really value your support, and all the comments and the feedback I've been getting recently are excellent. So keep it coming, guys. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, like, comment, leave me some recommendations in the comment section, and I will really try to have a go at anything you might want to throw at me. So until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.